Well, in regards to my last answer, I think one of the main pitfalls would be to not see it coming, to not having an idea or be prepared, and not be able to react to it.
I think you really need to be nimble. You may have that sort of strategy or that roadmap that you want to go down. You might have this vision in your head, but actually quickly you realise that there's maybe something misaligned, or you may have to U-turn. So I think it's being able to be think on your feet, being willing to change, and being able to sort of direct the new roadmap as it may be.
So I think some of the common pitfalls are achieving growth for growth's sake, and therefore not keeping a reality as to why you're growing and just being obsessed with the growth itself. That will often mean that you'll make adjustments to your proposition, whether that be a product or a service, to the point that it actually erodes the core value of what that product or proposition is. You can get to a ubiquity where you have no point of differentiation for your customer, and actually you're amorphous in terms of the offer that you're offering, and you're doing that because you're driving yourself by growth, and for growth's sake. So I think that's a common pitfall, and being obsessed with the growth. I think not understanding the cash requirements and financial requirements of growth, and being overexcited by the growth itself, but not understanding the financial impact that growth can have, and understanding sometimes that the growth is not about growth of sales, but it really should be about growth of profit and growth of brand. And if you focus on those two, as opposed to driving those numbers from a purely sales basis, you'll protect your core business. And there's those age-old sayings about profit is sanity, sales are vanity, and growth is another way in which people can become I suppose hooked on that, chasing down increased sales levels through increased discounting. Anyone can sell a £5 note for £1, but actually can you achieve growth, but profitable growth, and that's a real trap that some people can find themselves in.
I think one of the things that I often see happen is that people make a decision on intuition or impulse to dramatically expand a particular part of the business. Could be a product range or a sales channel, and they just decide that that's the bit that they're going to go after and roll out and grow faster than anything else. And sometimes that's because that's where the sales team are getting most appetite. It's not necessarily it may not be the most profitable or defensible channel or product to roll out, but by the time you realise that, it's often too late, and you've spent your investment almost rolling out the wrong part of the business. So spending money on rolling things out before you really know what's going on and where the true margins of the business can be made, I do think is a common pitfall.
We can start to worry too much about running our business because we've got this machine we've created, and we lose sight of the customer. So really the obsession with the customer need needs to be kept front and centre, and too often we drift away from that.
One of the things I always see is monitoring of cash. If a company is growing very rapidly, it needs money, it needs finance, and unless you're monitoring that on a regular basis, even day-to-day basis, you can be at risk of running out of cash, and that's something that happens all too often, sadly.